right, firing things off. The Overmaster going first, playing out a Darkwater Vines. Applechips just playing a power, and then the Overmaster following up with an exploit. Gonna look at a hand of Auto Tread, Hen, Vinegrafter, and 2 copies of Send a Message over in Applechips' side. Notably, Applechips passing didn't want to play out that Auto Tread on turn 1 without being able to activate it, so something to keep in
Yeah,
mind there. One question that I had.
but I mean, it makes a little bit of sense with the possibility of negative Lend life. But I'm not. I would have. I'm not sure if you would, if you think it would be better to play the auto tread or not.
Yeah, one thing here, auto tread. So I believe that auto tread keeps those stats, right? So another thing with we touched on Shadowlands guide real quick there, but I believe auto tread keeps those stats. So if you're able to get an auto tread out, start killing some things, and then you Shadowlands guide it back, it keeps solid stats. So it's still a big threat later on, which is pretty nice.
Yep, definitely.
And the
And there
Overmaster going
goes.
to take that off. You don't see auto tread exploited a lot on, on turn 2, but there you go. Auto tread firing off. Probably nothing of relevance discarded. Nothing happened there. We're going to go
No,
with Vinegrafter here on turn 2 instead of Grenahen.
that all three auto tread's gonna allow the kill of the Vinegrafter. Grenahen's gonna come out, hopefully getting a unit, which it looks like it will. Cruel, which will bring back auto tread. Yeah, we'll bring back auto tread. So both players got auto tread down. Discard auto tread to kill the other auto tread. That's a big swing turn.
Big
Uh,
turn for sure there.
Unfortunately, Overmaster did draw power, so
So Overmaster's
not much.
hand just a power and a Krull in hand, so really nothing going on Theo's side. Applechips little bit better right now. They've got a D'Angelo Houndmaster. They've got that Auto Tread ready to go, and they've also got this Eldling as well. I really like Auto Tread with all these discard cards as well. So here we go. We're gonna start with Send a Message there. That's gonna discard. It's gonna kill the unit and force Theo to discard a card. They're gonna discard their Krull. That's not doing anything for a while.
It wasn't doing anything anyway, so why not? Vinegrafter here. We can't activate it this turn though, and so I wouldn't play it. Um, let's see. Well, this might be a good chain for auto. I mean, Houndmaster. Sorry, Houndmaster auto tread twice, maybe. Well, no, it doesn't really top 6.0. Yeah, you just attack first, and then I'm not sure if you actually play the Houndmaster now that I think about it.
Here we go. Again, that Elding. What did they flip? They flipped a deadly one. All right, that's fine here.
That always fine. You want the 4/4, anyways. I feel for a master here with the flooding.
Yeah,
Looking
that's
to get market.
flooding out there. Not much they can do. Let's see. Theo's market is Combust, Molder Mug, Dark Purveyor, Fall to Ruin, and Speaking Circle. So going to grab that Fall to Ruin. Actually, I didn't even know they had Fall to Ruin in the market, but actually it looks fairly good here. Although, can Applechips trigger the Send a Message to discard that? Yeah, they can with the Whispering Wind. Theo's not even going to give them the opportunity, though. Applechips is going to go ahead and take game 1 in pretty decisive manner, but, Overmaster just had a very unfortunate draw there. There's really not much you can say about it or do about it at that point.
That wasn't the best center draws there. I felt that in my soul.
Yeah, we part of the reason we love card games, but can also be frustrating when that happens. But it happens to everyone, and that's why we play best of 3 and not best of 1, right? What do you think, Duokai? Looking at these decks, I know it's very early. I know it's day 1 in the meta, but what do you think of the mirror breaker for this? So you're playing discard aggro. You're facing another discard aggro deck, 2 menace decks. Is there a specific card or a specific type of synergy that you're looking for to try to break that mirror? To try to say, this is going to be my one up if a lot of people are playing this deck.
I think getting like flyers and stuff like that might actually be a good idea. Because I noticed like in the Valks matchup that the discard aggro had a bit of trouble dealing with the flyers.
Yeah, good point.
So if you can get like Crafty Cultist as a flyer, you're in business.
All right, well, Applechips going to go down to 6 and keep a hand with no fire and 2 copies of Auto Tread in hand. So, a little awkward. They do have the Vine Grafter here, but, we just talked about how unfortunate the starting hand was for Theo last game. Well, tables have turned here. Applechips has a little bit of an awkward hand, and Theo's got a quick start with that Whispering Wind. So, we'll see if Theo can pay it back here in game 2.
Oh, the good news is they can play an Auto Tread if they discard it with the Shadowlands Guide. I think they're gonna pitch an Auto Tread here to the market. Yeah, for Moldermuck, probably correct.
All right, Moldermuck, yep. There, that's going to be pretty good. 5/5 decay regen. We've seen it before, but regen on Moldermuck is pretty sweet synergy. So going to work well for Applechips here. That's about all they can do. Honestly, the hand isn't really allowing them to do much else. So that's if you're stuck on 3 without your influence and there's nothing else to do, getting a 5/5 regen Moldermuck's something. All right, Theo going to discard that Crafty Occultist and going to draw Send a Message and then follow up with an Exploit. I guess you take that Moldermuck, yeah.
I don't see anything else that you really want to discard here.
Agreed. Well, Applechips went through all that work, but Theo's just going to rip it out. All right, Stone Scar Painting. Here we go. We can get that Auto Tread online now, and I do pitch these 2 cards, I guess. Yeah, then maybe I don't know if you sack it for a Pale Rider though. Yeah, attack. There you go. Attacking with the Vine Grafter makes me think, yeah, sack that and get a Pale Rider for it. You've already gone to the market. Is a 4/4 better than a 2/2 regen?
I think so. That was not what you wanted to see there, though.
Yeah, that's close. I think a random Pale Rider is better than a 2/2 regen at that point, but it is close. But yep, going to be able to do that. Master Cartographer the play here for Theo with 3 copies of Send a Message in hand.
And now that's just they're gonna sacrifice Pale Rider, which is probably what you wanted to do anyways. Although that top deck would have been sweet if they just sacrificed the Auto Tread.
It's true. Yeah, maybe there's something to be said about sacrificing your Auto Treads to if you're gonna have 4 copies of Shadowlands Guide, but yeah, and Send a Message, 2 more copies in hand for Theo. And then a Crafty Occultist as well, which means there are discard outlets. But Send a Message does require you to pay 2, so you got to keep that in mind. A little awkward. Although here you're going to be able to do Crafty to get the Elding that you just drew off the top. And that's kind of sweet because discarding the Elding does give you a Grenadin, right? So you get kind of a bonus out of that.
Yeah.
I think you probably go discard Exploit and Eldling here. Get your Pale Rider, get your Crafty, and then you can make it flying with the Exploit.
I can see that. You discard the Exploit, discard the Eldling. Yeah. Or, oh, interesting. They chose to discard the Welcome.
All right.
I mean,
and that's fine too. I'm not sure what Exploit's doing in hand, but maybe if you want to exploit later in the game, you can trade it in for something. I'm not sure. I doubt Applechips is going to be holding cards in hand much longer.
Yeah, I mean, technically, Applechips is holding cards right now.
Yeah, that is true. Technically.
Buy Auto Tread.
Buy Auto Tread. Well, this hand worked out a lot better for Theo this time. We're going to be attacking for 7. Let's see. Going to draw another copy of Exploit off. Or no, just missing. Just missing right off of that.
All right. That's not a good draw for Applechips there.
Not a good draw for Applechips, but calling the bluff there, getting that Exploit, but it's not going to do anything here. Whispering Wind coming down, and Applechips is going to need something big in a hurry here, and the Seek Power is not going to do it.
That is game, unfortunately.
Game, and that's just lethal. So Theo is going to tie this critical matchup 1-1. Remember, this is a win-in. The winner of this does make it to the top 8. The loser is in pretty good shape, though, because they will have pretty good tiebreakers and try to snag that 7 or 8 slot. But yeah, you really want to win. You don't want to leave it up to tiebreakers, right? You want to be the one that's sitting 4-1 and knowing your slot.
I've lost too much to tiebreakers.
Alrighty, well, we're going to have them hop back into that match. Let's see if there's any results from the back tables while they are getting ready. Avion took it 2-1 over Reason. Neither of those players. Let's see. Avion's going to 3-2, so they'll have some tiebreakers there. We'll have to see. Putting themselves in position, though. All right, let's take a look, see if our players are ready to hop back in yet. Not quite yet. Uriku taking it 2-0 over TCG Cthulhu, and Ambivalent Thoughts taking it 2-0 over Frafa. So Ambivalent Thoughts going to go to 4-1. They're going to lock their slot in the top 8. So congratulations to Ambivalent Thoughts. Already one of the top players on the leaderboard. Number 4 on the leaderboard already. Going to do it again. Get another top 8 to their name. Kind of incredible. But here we go. Applechips starting it off with a Cyber Skimmer. That 1-1 Flying Grenadin.
All right, here comes the seat into nothing. Not as explosive a turn one as Overmaster would like.
Not quite, no. And making a choice here. Right, Darkwater Vines, pitching. All right, was that the pitching the Elding. It's always frustrating when you're on turn 2 with the single shadow influence and you have to pitch your Elding. You'd like to get a little more value out of that, but such is life.
You don't have any discard outlets in your hand right now, so it's probably best to not do that.
Yep, agreed.
Nectar
of Unlife, the draw here for Theo. It's interesting. I'm not sure you really want that right now. That's not necessarily the best in the matchup. It does prevent some of the Shadowlands Guide shenanigans, but gonna start off with that Exploit.
It's probably the best card in hand to get rid of.
Probably. The Nectar of Unlife, a good card, but it's a little bit more against aggro decks, and maybe you want to amplify it later in the game. It's not really what you want in this matchup against their 1-1 and 1-3 early threat. You're not really, the key to this match isn't really stopping their 1-1, right? You don't really want to use a card to do that. There's too much value going back and forth.
Yeah, it looks like they got rid of the Darkwater Vines, which is also an interesting.
I guess it's the only thing that Applechips is close to playing.
Yeah.
Crafty was a good big draw there for Applechips, being able to get some power and gain that Crafty next turn.
They can toss about the Crolls, or they can wait till turn 5 and toss the send a message. Yeah. Sacrificing the card they just played for a Pale Rider, which is a good choice. Lifesteal is gonna be kind of helpful here.
Sengu the lifesteal here, so got a 4, but the body is really the main thing here. Just getting a 4/4 that can both stop that Grenahan and also put some pressure on. All right, Crafty Occultist here for Applechips. Like I said, great draw. Let's pitch both of those Krolls. Get it back. Hit that Kroll, but without that second Shadow influence is really not going to do anything. Sort of a just dead draw here. So I love how Applechips has now drawn 3 copies of Kroll in this game and has not triggered any of them. It's got to be some sort of achievement.
I mean, because phase happens with draw, but he hasn't really able to
get value off them. Yeah, without has not had double shadow for the 3 Krolls that have drawn. About that.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of at a stalemate here. I think attacking with the 4/4 is probably okay, but like at the time you can't kill 2 units because they're gonna definitely block with the Grenahan and the Crafty Occultist. So maybe going for this here is probably better.
Cartographer going to draw a Vinegrafter. Just going to pitch a copy of the Vinegrafter. Importantly, Theo, keeping the premium copy of Vinegrafter and discarding the plain copy.
It's like in any other card game.
Got to keep your foil value.
All right, discard. Of course, discarding. Hoping for another sigil there. I mean, the interesting play here is Nectar of Unlifing the 3/3 Crafty Cultist and just swimming with the 4/4.
You're going to start off with the Vinegrafter and just going to pass turn there. Risper Visper says, does a random Pale Rider mean randomly deadly? Well, I feel that the vast majority of the ones we have been deadly, but we've seen a lifesteal and a flying and a killer every once in a while.
Alright. Well, we got another Pale Rider. And it's killer, which is going to be really good here. Flash Rider is also going to be good here. It's going to clear 2 units here.
Yeah,
actually, they can clear all and just gonna start swinging.
Yeah, they can. You got Flash Fry, Killer, and Nectar of Unlife. We'll see how aggressive Theo gets. If Theo wants, the whole board can be clear and attacking, but might not want to waste a card on the Grenadin. Just open up where
Nah,
you can start attacking with your 4/4. Because the 1/3 and the 1/1 aren't really blocking your 4/4 anyway. Keep those removal spells up for something that's a little scarier.
definitely. Toss one of them market too.
Yep. Can toss the Flash
For
Fire in the market for surprise, surprise, regen Moldermuck.
yeah,
All right, Shadowlands guide here. The draw for Applechips. Let's see. You got a Darkwater Vines in there and a Cyber Skimmer.
yeah.
Lots of options here. This is a complicated turn for Applechips. Lots of different things can be done.
Does Applechips have like one cost unit in Void right now?
Yeah, they have two copies. They have two copies of the Darkwater Vines and a copy of the Cyber Skimmer.
Okay, cool. So the Shadowlands ad is not really offline there.
Right. No, it's definitely online. I think the Cyber Skimmer is probably better, but you probably can't go wrong with either one. Yeah, gonna go with the Skimmer. Oh, I like this and sack it immediately because Applechips before playing the Shadowlands guide did attack with 2 units. So attacking with 2
Yeah,
units, show the Shadowlands guide, get the Skimmer, and then just sack it immediately to draw 2 cards. So 3/1 summon, draw 2 cards essentially, not bad. Although it's funny to say that when you have Crafty Occultist in the meta. It
yeah.
tells you how busted that card is. Exploit the draw for Theo. So if Theo wants to, they can start exploiting. It's kind of impressive that Theo has been able to put all this pressure and sort of control this game so far when they've been stuck on 4 power. You know, Applechips is up to 7, could potentially even deploy a Krull here in a few turns, but Theo's been able to do all this with 4. But here comes that Molder Muck. That's pretty good. That's going to be hard to deal with.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it keeps the regen too when they copy.
Talk about 3/3s for 3 that 3 attack units for 3 that draw you 2 cards. Here we go. Crafty Occultist going to discard and finally going to be able to get a Krull with value. The last one in the deck. Get some value off of that. Going to be able to reanimate some things here and play out Send a Message. So that was a big turn for Applechips. You know, still facing down this 5/5 regen Moldermuck, but you know, at least stabilized and potentially even pulled ahead there.
They even got the 5/5 flyer. I mean the 3/3 flyer. They even got the all important flyer in this matchup.
They did. They got the flyer. You're right. They got the flying off of Crafty, and with this attack, they're able to get a Hellhound too.
Yeah, Hellhound's probably still gonna die though.
Probably still going to die, but the cool thing about the Hellhound is that it's not till end of turn. You get to keep the Hellhound. It does some damage. So if Theo wants to block, you know,
That's not what I was saying. Actually, it does stick on the board. It doesn't die at the end of turn.
right. Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I was it was blocked there.
All right, so now those are 5/5s. Now a pair of 5/5 Moldermucks. The Overmaster still with Nectar of Unlife in hand. Remember, Decay, deal 2 damage, but also has that Amplify to draw a unit from the Void.
Yep.
So is there anything we want to get back here? Get Pale Riders back. You could get holding back. Lots of options to get back.
Yep.
Right, here we go with
Kill the Houndmaster. Grab something.
kill that Houndmaster. No more 4/4s coming. And then got to decide what unit they want back. Gonna grab a Vine Grafter back. Okay.
Interesting.
Wonder if Theo really wants to go to the market there. Dark Purveyor, Fall to Ruin, Speaking Circle looks like the best options here.
Yeah, the only issue is the Applechips just drew a Send a Message. You can just hard cast it. Not sure what Applechips can just another funny play is Applechips can actually just play Cruel and steal units from the Void.
Yeah, playing Kroll seems pretty good here. I mean, it's never getting through the army of The Army of Decay. All right, Applechips says he's refreshing real quick, so we'll give them a minute. But yeah, I mean, Kroll seems pretty good once you can get it. It's going to be hard to remove for Theo, but Theo also has an Army of Decay, so it's not like Kroll's really going to hit anytime in the next in the remainder of this game. But it at least
Funny play because you never see that.
yeah, interesting.
Honestly, I think the best play here is the just hard casting send a message.
All right, hard casting, send a message. Enemy player must sacrifice unit discard. So pretty good. It's probably a good play. Interesting. All right, let's look at, well, we'll wait for Applechips to get back. Let's see any other results from the back tables. As I mentioned, Avion is going to take their win. They're going to go to 3-2, taking it over Reason. Yu taking it over TCG Cthulhu there. Yu also at 3-2, but pretty low on the tiebreakers. I don't think Yu is going to make it in tonight, unfortunately. Spifferific taking it 2-1 over I'm So Bad. Spifferific also going to go to 3-2, although Spifferific pretty low on the tiebreakers. Looks like they're probably out. Noverb, it looks like, took it 2-0 over Croge. So congratulations, Noverb, being our 5-0 player on the night. But no worries to Croge. Croge is still going to get their top 8 slot locked. Not to worry there. Roshi taking a 2-0 over Aroma Nova. So Roshi going to go to 3-2. Can Roshi get another top 8? Roshi has been firing off the top 8s this season. Can they get another one? After that, we've got Mail taking it 2-1 over Sleffer. Mail going to go to 4-1 with that sweet, sweet Argenport deck. I want to see more of that one. I hope Mail goes deep in the top 8 because I would love to see a little bit more of that deck. That one was gas.
I'd be great with the AO.
And then, as I mentioned, Ambivalent Thoughts taking it over Frafa 2-0. So Ambivalent Thoughts also 4-1. So Noverb, Croge, Mail, and Ambivalent Thoughts are locked. And then we got 4 more slots to decide here.
Yeah.
Just getting some bugs there. This is what we get with live tournaments. Everybody gets a quick peek behind the curtain there. So the only remaining matches, it looks like Marten took it over Beowulf. So Marten going to go to 3-2 as well. And then it looks like the only one other than this is Aquadome Champ versus Joltaire. So the winner of that one will be 4-1. The winner of this one will be 4-1. So we're going to have 5 4-1s plus the 5-0. So there's going to be 2 3-2s that sneak in here. So there's going to be 2 tiebreakers. Thanks for being patient, everyone. Just waiting on Applechips to dive back in here.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you while they're waiting, just to kind of fill some time here, Duocal, what have you thought about tonight? What have your highlights been so far from the Swiss rounds that we've seen?
From the bottom of the deck.
That one was pretty sweet. Air from the bottom of the deck. That's a moment that's gonna be hard to beat. We're gonna have to clip that one. Maybe I'll post that clip to Reddit tomorrow or something because that one was pretty sweet.
That was one of the funniest moments I've seen in Eternal history.
And I love how we talked about before the round. We were like, if this happens, this is gonna be great. All right, well, you called it there. Oh, I didn't even realize the Vinegrafter still had the ultimate. I missed that one. So Applechips gonna cast that send a message. Gonna make Overloader or Overmaster discard. Also get rid of the killer Pale Rider, and then actually gonna go to the market with this Vinegrafter and grab Fall to Ruin here. But send a message, a good top deck for Theo.
Yeah,
knock that one card out of there.
You're not gonna make me lose my board.
There we go. Let's make a board of 3/3s. These regen Moldermucks hard to deal with, but we're gonna be able to eat one with the Hound. But Applechips at 9, not looking good.
Even with the 2 attack.
Gonna hand. So what's that? 7 attackers at 2 health, block 3, so you got 4 at 2 health. Not quite
Block
lethal,
3.
right?
You're right. You're right. I miscounted that.
Oh, that's all right. So 7, 4 will get through, so it should be 8 damage coming through if Theo A space is here. Drew an auto tread though. I like the idea of the auto tread snowball lethal. Let's attack with everything, and then I guess they'll be at 2, so not quite. But I think I would keep that auto tread in hand. I think I would hold that one back. I guess there's not really much Applechips can do about it, even if you play it. So maybe you just play it out.
Yeah.
Not like Applechips can. It's not like killing that is going to change the game. But Dark Water Vines will be a blocker, but it's not going to matter.
This time I am correct. It is lethal on board.
That is true. This time it is lethal on board. Good call, Duocat. And that's just going to be it. Attacking in, and the Overmaster is going to take a close 2-1 victory over Applechips and lock in their slot in the top 8. We'll have to see Applechips as tiebreakers. I feel like they're pretty good, but it's going to be pretty close. So we'll have to see if Applechips can snag one of those 2 tie-breaking slots to make top 8. But congratulations, the Overmaster, on taking that down. The Overmaster with another top 8 with his